Well, hello everybody, or hello again if you saw my first video. Before we get into today's topic, I need to apologize to everybody. Apparently, several of people that I know have reviewed the first tape that I did, the first video that I did, and I neglected to do a few things on that video that I probably should have done. So, before we go into today's topic, I will start over at the beginning. Hello, my name is Richard. There we go. I'm the co founder of Center State Paranormal Investigations in Washington State, Lower Central Washington State. So that's one of the things that was mentioned. The other is that we talked about a couple of Spirit Box applications from, well, I use Android. I believe they're both also available on iPhone. I'm not really sure. But I discussed them, and it was mentioned that I never showed them. So, with the two that we discussed were the Necrophone and the Sono X10. And see if we can get this up here good enough to see it. Here we go. That's what the Sono X10 looks like. We can see that without all the glare. You notice that it has some features on it that you can change the word sound bank. That's the word I couldn't think of last week either, or on the last video. And the speed. There are three different speeds that you can use on this one, as opposed to the other one, which is the Necrophone, and you have basically very little control over that. So that's what that one looks like. This one is a little bit advanced. You'll notice, if I can stop shaking it, that the sound bank has two different places that you can switch it to. One is for the standard and one is for the advanced. The advanced is for the program if you pay for it, which I did on this one. I like it very much. And this is the one that I use. Actually, let's turn this on for a second so you can see what it looks like when it's running. Get this little fun thing in the middle here that goes around. And you can see it changing the frequencies. Although this does not use radio frequencies, it still just uses the sound banks. So that's one. See if I can bring up the other one for you. Another reason that I don't really like the Necrophone is after 3 minutes of use, that's what you get. If you want to use it, you have to buy the extended version so that you can use it for more than 3 minutes. It does work, and that's what it looks like. Get in there. So you've got reverb, echo, and white noise. You can use any combination of those, but that's the only controls that you have for that. So that's one of the reasons I do not like those programs. All right, let's see if I can get out of that now. Nope, didn't want to let me out. There we go. Okay, today's topic, and this one is another one that's basically open to personal choice, is what they call an EM pump or an EM generator. Now that very, very simple little device looks like this. Has a little on-off switch on the side, the controls for the battery that go inside. This is a very, very simple device. It has a small electric motor in it. Now the shaft of that motor, when you turn it on, you get a little pretty little light. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, battery's about dead because I haven't used it for a while. Anyway, the light comes on. It shows you that it's working. Inside this big little box here is a small electric motor. So when you turn it on, the motor starts working. The shaft of the motor spins. Now on the end of that shaft, there is a round magnet. Kind of looks like a washer with a very small hole in it. And that spins, which creates an electromagnetic field, according to the theory, which spirits can use. They can glean energy from this device, makes it easier for them to use some of their energy to go on EMP or EVPs, or if you have a spirit box, possibly to talk to you that way. The reason I'm bringing this one up today is I use it. We've done this, I can't count the number of times on investigations that we'll be doing EVP sessions through like 4 or 5 different devices. We use primarily the wrist recorders, but we also have several of the small either digital recorders or the magnetic tape recorders that we do EVP questions on. When we first bought this, I started doing it in halves. Most of our investigations normally will last about 2.5 hours, somewhere like that, especially in residences where people want to go to bed. Anyway, so I do the first half of the evening without it. And I do the second half, second hour, hour and a half, whatever it is, with the EM pump turned on. And I'd say that our responses on EVPs when the box is turned on is probably a good 30 to 40% higher than it is when it's off. So again, like everything in my videos, this is all my personal opinion. This works. And I'm going to continue to use it. Once again, yes, I bought it on Ghost Stop. Love their products. They're great. Anyway, that is basically it for this week. I bought this several years ago. I'm not sure if there's a different version, whether they're still selling them. I have no idea. Check with Ghost Stop. They have everything you can think of down there. Anyway, that's our video for the week. It's the EM pump / generator. I personally would recommend it because of the results that we've had on our investigations with it. So, with that being said, until the next one, maybe, everybody stay safe, okay? Take care.